Welcome to the Fostering Diaries. My name is Sarah and I am a single short-term foster carer. I have been a foster carer for about 5 years or so now, and a short-term foster carer just means that children can be with me for a couple of days, up to, the longest has been with me for about 18 months. It's just while decisions are made and where the children will go long-term. If you've been here for a while, you will know that I've had the summer off. I had a sibling group of 3 with me until sort of the end of July, beginning of August, and then I took August off. It was wonderful, and everything is a little bit up in the air with me fostering wise at the moment because I'm getting some major work done on the house, but I'm not quite sure when they're starting, and anyway, that's a whole other story. But I'm essentially sort of off the list for having foster children. But I've just received a text message off my social worker to ask me about another sibling group of 3, a very short-term thing. It's an emergency. It's potentially a couple of days. They often say that in my experience. They will often say that it's a couple of days, but this one definitely does sound like, it is going to be, the most a week or so. And I don't know what I'm going to do at the moment. I haven't spoke to them to get any more details. I'm about to phone them now to see what, or literally all I know is it's a sibling group of 3. I just want to get some more information on the situation. My only problem is that it's Tuesday. Is it Tuesday? It's Tuesday today. I'm going away on Sunday night. I don't want to give that Sunday night up, so I'm not sure. I'm going to phone them, get some more information. Right, okay, I'll speak to him and then I'll give you a call back in about half an hour or so. All right, thanks a lot. All right, speak soon, bye-bye. Okay, I have some more information about it. It really does sound like I've been fooled before when they say it's an emergency placement for like one night or for a weekend. With this situation, like, I really can't take on children that it's going to be 6 months because of the works to the house. I am envisaging that the works to the house are hopefully getting started within the next sort of 3-4 weeks, so I can't take that on, but I can take emergency situations that that will be done by that time. This situation definitely does sound like it is, it potentially is a few days. Like I said before, the problem is this weekend. I've told them that, I've explained the situation to them. It's duty that I just got off the phone to. I've spoken to my social worker, but then she didn't have any information, so she put me onto duty to speak to them for a bit more information. I've got a bit more of the background of the family and the children themselves, which is always nice to know. I'm going to speak to Stephen now and see what his feelings are on the children and not doing this night away. To be honest, I don't know how I feel about it. Like, I feel like I don't want to miss this night away. I say this night away, what we're actually doing is going down to London for the Queen's funeral on Monday. We were going down Sunday night and doing that, and I don't think I want to miss that. Like, we've gone down to London for lots of like royal events, like jubilees and things, and like Stephen quite wants to go as well, and so I don't really want to give that up. Which it could be, this is always the thing with fostering, it could be that they're gone by then and it's not an issue, but you just never know. It's the great unknown with fostering, you just never know. Let me speak to Stephen and see what he thinks, but I'm pretty sure that I don't want to miss it either. But then that would mean maybe not, maybe I could sort something out. I don't know. It's a little bit later. I have spoke to various different people and tried to come up with a bit of a plan. I spoke to Stephen, and Stephen really kind of feels the same as me. He doesn't want to miss out on this, and I know that I will regret not going down to London if we don't do it. And so what I've decided is that we are going to go down to London. I've spoken to my sister. well, 2 sisters, and both of them are prepared to help me out for the night that we will be away. Like, I was going to potentially go down like Saturday night, but I don't feel that's really doable, in all honesty. I'm a bit concerned, well, very concerned in terms of, you know, it's new children, leaving them with other people. I mean, to be honest, they're left with me. I don't know. Right, let me tell you my sort of plan is, or what I've sorted out and offered to social services is that, yes, I will take the children, but Saturday, not Saturday, Sunday night, 2 of my sisters will be here in the house looking after them. I'll be gone for that night and I'll be back the following day. I've put that to them as a suggestion, as an offer, and we'll just see whether social services are happy with that or not. That's not obviously my decision to make, if they're happy with that decision, with that option. When I just spoke to Duty then, when I phoned them back to say that, she did share some more information that actually it could be that by the weekend, by Friday, it's done, and they can go and they can return home, which would be good, because then, you know, nothing, the whole weekend thing wouldn't matter, because it would obviously be, it's a big thing for the children to then, you know, to come to me, but then to be with other people as well for that one night, even though like they would know my sister because she would be here. It's a lot for the little children. We'll see how the day progresses and what happens with it. I just wanted to give a little bit of time context to this. It's now 2:30 and I haven't heard anything yet. I don't really expect to. I would imagine it'll be a little bit later on by the time I hear something. I first heard about these children after I first got a phone call at 11 o'clock-ish, and then we had that phone call. I went off and phoned you know, my son and my sisters about that issue about us going away. So I went off and did all of that, and then by the time I phoned them back it was 10 to 12, and on that call, you know, I said that yes, I would take them, but there was this issue of that Sunday night. So ideally, if they do need someone, hopefully it can be that it's just for 2-3 days just with me, and then they can go back, but we'll see. Just to answer, I get a few questions about like not getting calls or getting placement calls, and how do you not get them and things like that, and how do you say no, like over the summer. You can come off the vacancy list. How it works when children come in and need a foster carer, the local authority will have a big list of foster carers who can currently accept children, and they'll just kind of go down and phone the people who are suitable for that particular placement, and you can take yourself off that list. I requested that I was taken off that list when the children left me. I said I wanted until the 12th of September, which is when Stephen went back to college. I wanted the whole summer. So I was taken off the list, nobody phoned me. Sometimes they do phone you when you're taken off that list, but I wasn't. And it is the day after, the 12th now. I did actually receive an email from my social worker as well this morning. I've just seen it now, just asking me about the update and, you know, did I want to go back on the list and what was going on. And I had planned to go back on the list for things like this, to be honest, because whilst it's unfortunate that we've got this going away this weekend, because I'm in a situation that I'm sort of waiting on the house. I'm hoping it's going to be in 3-4 weeks, and then when that's happening I'm probably not going to be able to foster, and so I'm in an odd situation that I've talked about a lot. I won't bore you anymore with it, but I want to go on the kind of emergency list, this type of situation where, you know, where children can come for a night, for a couple of nights. You know, if I can help in the small time that I've hopefully got until it works and the house gets started, then I would like to. So I guess I'm kind of back on the list really now, and I possibly will be getting phone calls for emergency sort of couple of day couple of day things if this one doesn't happen, which at the moment, you know, obviously do not know. It is now 4:15. I've just had a phone call off the duty team, just really asking some information of whether I have heard from children's services yet. The duty team passed all my details on to the social worker and said that I was a yes, you know, and all the information. And usually, like, they would get in touch with me, but at the moment, I haven't heard anything. Duty haven't heard anything, so she's gonna chase it up from her end and see what's going on. We're all in the dark. It is 4:20 and I've just had another call off the duty team to let me know that I am not needed. A family member has appeared quite often with these situations when you get a call for children to come into foster care. They don't think there's any family members, but then someone appears out of the woodwork kind of last minute, which, you know, is much better for the children, that they can stay with the family member rather than coming to me, some total weird stranger. So it's a good thing that a family member has been found. So I'm not needed. It does make this weekend much easier. It wouldn't have been ideal if they had have come, so it's all for the best all round, I feel. But yeah, just going back to what I was saying before, I am now back on the list for these types of situations, excuse me, and we'll just see what comes up over the next few weeks. If I get any more calls or not, we'll just have to wait and see. If you have any questions about placement calls or anything, do leave them down below. I have made a couple of videos about placement calls because they can be really challenging and difficult to say no to some of them. They can be difficult situations to be in because you kind of feel like you should say yes, even though you know that maybe it's not the right thing to do, and you have to be really strong with it. Anyway, I've got some videos if you've got any questions, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.